Hi, this is Lisa, and I'm doing this response to your video on depression. Um, Depression is very serious, and yes, depression is real. I know you asked me when I response to do a response to it, and I'm sorry it took me so long. Um, my understanding of depression and uh, not even my understanding of it, my life lesson or my experience with depression. Um, I had a son that was mentally ill, and he did not want to believe that he was mentally ill and that he possibly needed medication. Um, According to him, everything he was doing was normal. I've worked in alcohol and drug treatment. I've worked with dual diagnosed. I've been also, I was diagnosed as depressed in my lifetime. Um, this son committed suicide when he was 18 years old. It's been 10 years now, but it feels like it was just sometimes yesterday. Um, he was in my life for 18 years. And right after he died, I went through a depression. And I developed a phobia. He committed suicide in the house that I was living at the time, and I was not home. And my other kids, his siblings, were at home when it happened, and they was calling me on the phone saying that he had went up in his room with a shotgun. They couldn't get in. I'm running to get home. By the time I made it there, he had already pulled the trigger. So this is a very serious topic. Depression is real. Mental illness is real. And I prayed and prayed and prayed. I always prayed for my son because I knew it was there, and trying to convince him that it was there was also a big hassle. For your friend, I believe you did the right thing because a lot of times we have to help those in spite of themselves. We have to pray for them in spite of themselves. We have to do things in spite of them to try to help to keep them safe. At the present time, I work in a mental facility. So I deal with mental health and depression, and I see it every day. Um, it's definitely real. And to go back to my son, he had been talking about suicide to his friends, his girlfriend. He had been mentioning it. He had been acting out, and we talked, and I would talk to him. I tried to convince him to go and see somebody, and he just didn't believe that he needed any help, that there was nothing wrong with him. And even though I went ahead and made arrangements, it would be a hassle getting him there. And then once I got him there, he would totally shut down. So the only thing that was left for me to do was pray. Um, Although you don't know the outcome, and I don't know why, because I was single parent raising 4 kids, and um, I worked a lot, and the behaviors that I seen, trying to correct those behaviors, trying to talk to him, because one thing he told me one day, which changed my whole outlook on how I talk to my kids, was that he said, "Mom," he said, "you're not talking to me, you're talking at me." And that helped me to understand that, you know, the louder you get, the less they listen. So I had to change the way I talk to my kids. And me and this particular son would talk, and we would go at it, and we would talk, and we would go at it, and I would pray, and I would pray, and I would pray. And I didn't find out till later that there was a lot going on in his little life, and he had seen a lot, and he had did a lot. I didn't find out that until after he had died. But I'm doing this response basically just to say that depression is real. Mental health is real. A lot of times people want to judge you because you're depressed, or they want to judge you because you're mentally ill. But it's a system that goes on in our brain that we can't control. And I think if God would have made us all different, then what would we learn? If He'd have made us all the same, I mean, you know. Realizing that your friend needed help and getting him some help, I think was the best thing you could have did for him. And an even greater thing you could do for him is pray. And I'll keep him in my prayers, and I'll keep you in my prayers. And I just wanted to share that. And I think we all get depressed, and we all handle it different, and we all go through it at different times. It could be things that go through in our life. I thought that people with mental illness were maybe born like that. I didn't have no concept of what it really meant. But a lot of times things could happen in their life, and their brain just, you know, something just go haywire. They don't have to always be that way. So I just want to do a response to this video and to let you know that I did hear you. And thanks for sharing. Bye.